Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make Pepe the Frog. And by the way, just in case you have any more meme related needs, feel free to check out the card system and the links below down in the description for my other various meme related tutorials and playlists. I'll leave a few of those in there for you. Moving on, if you want to make Pepe, here's what you're going to need. You will need some black wool, and grab some lime green wool. Also grab a white wool, and finally we will need to grab ourselves some orange stained clay. And once you have each one of those four materials right there, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making him right here, you're going to want to kick off Pepe with a single black wool on the floor. Then from this black wool, do an up left diagonal. Then go left of that diagonal by 5, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then do an up left diagonal, and go left by 2, 1, 2. Then do an up left diagonal, and go left by 1. Then do an up left diagonal, and go left by 1. Then do an up left diagonal, and go left by 1. Then do an up left diagonal, and go up by 1. Then do 2 up left diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Go up on top of that second up left diagonal by 1. Then do another up left diagonal, and go up on top of it by 12, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is the point where you need to stop your computer restarting and ruin everything. There we go, perfect. Once you've got your row of 12 done, and once you've stopped your computer restarting, do an upright diagonal, and place 1 on top. Then do an upright diagonal, and place 1 on top. Then do an upright diagonal, and place 1 on top. Then do an upright diagonal, and place 1 on top. Then do 3 upright diagonals, so that's 1, 2, 3. Then go right of that third upright diagonal by 1. Then not only do you want to go down from this block by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but from this very same block you want to do an upright diagonal, and go up by 1. Then do an upright diagonal, and go up by 1. Then do an upright diagonal, and go up by 1. Then do 5 upright diagonals, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then go to the right of that 5th upright diagonal by 1. Then do an upright diagonal, and go right by 7, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then do a bottom right diagonal, and go right by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal, and go right by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal, and go right by 1. Then do an upright diagonal, and go right by 1. Then do an upright diagonal, and go right by 8, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then do 3 bottom right diagonals, so that's 1, 2, 3. Then go down from that third bottom right diagonal by 2, 1, 2. Then do a bottom right diagonal. Then go down by 2, 1, 2. Now we have a couple of things to do. So first of all, we want to take this first block that we placed coming down, and we want to go right at this block by 2, 1, 2. We also want to go right of this bottom block that we placed by 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We also want to go left of this block that we just went right of by 2, 1, 2, and then we can continue going from this left-hand block that we just placed going left. Excuse me, I need some water, Jesus. Ah, that's better. I don't want to sound froggy doing this tutorial. Let's continue. So, starting from this block that we just placed, the second one going left, we want to do a bottom left diagonal. I really didn't need to include the knee slap. Then go left of that diagonal by 5, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then do a bottom left diagonal, and that knee slap kinda hurt, by the way. I'm wearing shorts, that was somewhat painful. Then go left of that bottom left diagonal by 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then go up by 1. Then left by 1. Then go up by 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do an up left diagonal, and go up by 1, and you should connect to the top of the head like this, and this is basically just the separation between the two parts of the eyes at the top. You know how frogs have like those big bulbous eyes? Well, that's what that is. Now, what you want to do with this row right here, this row of 4 that we placed, well, we want to take this second block coming up in our row of 4, which is this one right here, and first of all, we want to extend it going all the way over to the right until it connects to the right hand side of what we've just made, and it should connect right there. But we also want to go left of that very same block by 2, so that's 1, 2. Then we want to do an up left diagonal. Then go left of that by 1. Then do an up left diagonal, and go left of it by 7, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then do a bottom left diagonal, and go left by 1. Then do a bottom left diagonal, and go down by 1, then left by 1. This is the shape that you want to have so far. So just to show you this whole upper thing, this is what you want to have so far, guys, and this is going to get so much more complicated in just a moment. Trust me when I tell you this is going to get a little crazy up in her in just a minute. So let me see, what do we do next? Because there's so many avenues to take. So you want to come back down to here. You guys remember when we did a row of 4 going up, and then we went left and we went right? Well, from this block that we went up from, we now want to go left of it by 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We then want to do a bottom left diagonal. Then go left of it by 1. Then do a bottom left diagonal, and go left by 2, 1, 2. Then do a bottom left diagonal, and go left by 1 to give you this row right here, and this row kind of just stands alone. What you now want to do is very close to where we started off doing that row, which is right here. Well, that's where we started. We now want to come to here, this block, and we want to, from this block, do a bottom left diagonal, and go left of it by 8, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then do a bottom left diagonal, and go left by 1. Then do a bottom left diagonal, and go left by 2, 1, 2. Then do a bottom left diagonal, and go left by 2, 1, 2. Then do a bottom left diagonal, followed by a bottom right diagonal. Come on, where are you? Bottom right diagonal. Then go right of that diagonal by 3, 1, 2, 3. Then do an upright diagonal, and go right of that diagonal by 3, 1, 2, 3. Then do an upright diagonal, and go right of it by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do an upright diagonal, and go right of it by 6, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then do a bottom right diagonal. Now, not only from this bottom right diagonal do you want to go down by 2, so that's 1 and 2, but you also from this bottom right diagonal want to go right by 3, so that's 1, 2, 3. Then do an upright diagonal, and go right by 3, 1, 2, 3. Then do an upright diagonal, and go right of it by 5, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, whoops, okay, let's start that again. We went right by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then do a bottom right diagonal, and go right of it by 3, 1, 2, 3. Then from this third block, not only do you want to do a bottom right diagonal, and go down from it by 2, 1, 2, and also whilst we're down here, guys, take out your white wall and go left of that second block that we just placed by 1 with your white wall. But coming back to where we just were, once you did the bottom right diagonal from the same block, you want to go up on top of it by 2, 1, 2. You then want to go left of it by 1. then up 1, then do an up left diagonal, and go left by 1, to give you this shape, just to show you the shape on the right. And I told you guys this was a little complicated. This is where it gets a little more trickier. What you also want to do here, we want to take this block, you guys can see the one, take this block and go left of it by 2, 1, 2. You then want to do an up left diagonal, which is the block right here, then go left of it by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You then want to do a bottom left diagonal, then go left of this diagonal by 7, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what you want to end up with for this section so far, guys, should look a little bit like this. Like I said, it's looking a little bit crazy. However, once you have reached this point right here, guys, this is what you want to do next, and I'm trying to figure out the best point to jump off from. So, come all the way over to the bottom left handish side of all of this mess. You're looking for this block right here. Can you guys find the block? Hopefully it won't be too difficult for you. Once you find this block, you want to do a bottom right diagonal from it, and go right of it by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal, and go right by 2, 1, 2. Then do a bottom right diagonal, and go right by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do an upright diagonal, and go right by 3, 1, 2, 3. Then do an upright diagonal, and go right by 1. What you now want to do is go down by 2, 1, 2. Then left by 1. Then do a bottom left diagonal, and go left by 2, 1, 2. You then want to do a bottom left diagonal, and go down from it by 1. Then go right by 1. Then do an upright diagonal. And once you form this mess of a shape, we now want to, taking this bottom left hand corner block that we have right here, do a bottom left diagonal. Then go left of it by 1. Then do 2 bottom left diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. What you then want to do is come back up to this block that we have right here. Actually, you don't. You want to come to this block that we have right here. You guys can see the one. And going left of this block, we want to do a row of 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then do an up left diagonal, and go left of it by 1. Then do an up left diagonal. And then go left of it by 1. Then do an up left diagonal, and go left of it by 1 to form a shape which should look exactly like this. And I know, guys, I know that this might be a little harder to follow, but there's no way to make this easier. There really isn't. I wish there was, but this is as, as circular as I can get it. But that is what you want to have so far, guys. Once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So we now want to locate this block right here. This is where we kind of started going down from, and we made that mess down there. Well, from this block, we now want to go right of it by 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then do a bottom right diagonal, and go right by 9. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then do an upright diagonal. Go right by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal. And let me just show you what that whole section wants to look like, guys, because we've actually just completed it. So this is what that whole section wants to look like. I mean, you might have made a mistake here or there. It's kind of difficult to tell anyway. Hopefully you managed to get past that point, but I just thought I'd show you what that entire section looks like since we've actually just completed it. I know it's difficult to make. I know it's a bit of a mess, but hey, that's how it goes. Once you've reached this point right here, though, we can now continue on. So coming back down to this bottom right diagonal, you now want to do 4 bottom left diagonals. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then go left of this 4th bottom left diagonal by 1. Then go down by 1. Then do a bottom left diagonal, and go left of that diagonal by 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then go up by 1. Then left by 1. Then up by 1. then left by 1. What you then want to do is come underneath this long row that we have right here, and just underneath these like second to last and third to last blocks, place 1 block coming down from the first to last block, and place 2 coming down from the second to last block. So that's 1, 2, to give you a shape which should look like this. Once you've got that taken care of, you now want to return back down to this shape right here, this bottom block that we kind of did a bottom left diagonal from, and from this block we actually want to do 3 bottom right diagonals, so that'll be 1, 2, and 3. Then go down from that third bottom right diagonal by 1. Then do 2 bottom right diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Go down from that second bottom right diagonal by 1. Then go right by 1. Then go down by 3. 1, 2, 3. Then do a bottom left diagonal. And go left by 1. Then go down by 3. 1, 2, 3. Then go left by 1. Then down by 1. Now we have a couple of things to do, guys. So, what we now want to do is come to this block right here. Can you guys see the block? I'm sure you can. Well, from this block, we now want to go left by 22. That is 2, 2, 22. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Then do an up left diagonal. And go left of it by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do an up left diagonal and go left of it by 3. 1, 2, 3. To give you this shape. This is actually kind of like the crack in the mouth. This is where it actually opens. That's the mouth opening. What we now have to do is build the mouth around it. So you now want to come up to this block right here, this corner block, and from this corner block you want to do 2 bottom left diagonals. So that's 1 and 2. Then go left of that second bottom left diagonal by 2. 1, 2. Then do a bottom left diagonal. And go left of it by 14. That's 1, 4, 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Then do an up left diagonal. And go left of it by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then do an up left diagonal. And go left of it by 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then do 2 bottom left diagonals, that's 1 and 2. Then go down by 2, 1, 2. Then do a bottom right diagonal. And go right by 8, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then do a bottom right diagonal. And go right by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do a bottom right diagonal. And go right of that diagonal until you connect all the way back over to the right hand side of where you were, and you should actually connect perfectly all the way down to that very bottom black block. And as you can see, these are Pepe's lips / mouth. Once you've got that taken care of, guys, we have a little bit more to do, but now to make it easier, we're going to return all the way back down to where we first started. So, TV, what are you doing? Oh, don't play this game, my TV's just turned itself off sporadically, hang on. And it just turned itself back on okay, fine, do whatever you like. Anyway, starting from this very first block that we placed, you want to go right of it by 13. So from this very first block, right by 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You then want to do an upright diagonal. And go right of that diagonal by 2. 1, 2. And on top of each one of these 3 blocks that we have right here, place 1 black wall. Then go left of this top left-hand corner black wall until you connect diagonally to a block, which will be this one right here, this first up left diagonal that we ever placed. You then want to do an up left diagonal from this connecting block. Then go left of that until you connect diagonally with a block. You then want to do an up left diagonal, and you want to go left of it until you simply connect to the outline. It doesn't have to be a diagonal to give you this shape. Pepe unfortunately has several chins. Once you've reached this point right here, you now want to return back to where we were building ever so slightly earlier, where we started going left, all that, and you want to take this top right hand corner block, this one right here, and go right of it by 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then do an upright diagonal and go right of it by 1. Then do an upright diagonal and go right by 1. Then do an upright diagonal and go right by 1. Then connect everything together by doing an upright diagonal, and then have a bit of a sigh of relief as we have just about completed Pepe. So this is what we want to have so far, guys, and this, as you might be able to tell, is the entire outline of our Pepe. Thank God this is done. Unfortunately, we do have a little bit of detail left to add, so the only thing that we're going to have to add in manually and actually pay attention to are Pepe's pupils. We didn't do them at the time because I already thought that it was a big enough of a mess up there, so we didn't bother doing them. Let's add them in now, shall we? So, once you've got the outline taken care of, you now want to come up to Pepe's left eye first of all and take out your white wool. So, you're looking for this block right here. Can you guys see this block? You might have a difficult time finding it, to be honest with you, since this is such a mess. But on top of this block, when you find it, you want to go up with your white wool until you reach the top of the eye. You then want to go right of this white wool by 1 with your white. Then right by 1 with your black. Then right by 1 with your white. Then right by 2 with your black, 1, 2. Then go down by 1 with your black. Then down by 1 with your white. Once you've formed that shape, you now want to come to the right hand side of the left eye, and you want to do a row of 3 next to this kind of like separating row of black. 1, 2, 3. Take the second block coming up, go left by 1, and take the top block and go left of it by 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, this is all of the detail that you kind of have to add to the left eye so far. It doesn't look like much, but I'll show you guys why this is all we have to add a little later on. That's the left eye taken care of just about. Once you've taken care of that, we now want to move over to the right eye here. So, to the right eye, take out the white wool again, and starting from on top of this block, and you might have a difficult time finding it, on top of this block, just do a row of white wool that goes from top to bottom. What you then want to do is come all the way up to this block right here, this corner block. Go right of this black wool by 2 with your white, 1, 2. Then do a bottom right diagonal. Then go right by 1. Then down 1. Then go left by 2 with your black, 1, 2. Then left 1 with your white, like that. You then want to come over to the right hand side of the eye where we already have this pre-existing white wool, and starting from this white wool, go left by 2, 1, 2. Then do an up left diagonal, go up by 1, then do an up left diagonal. And this is the shape that you want to have made. This is the right eye just about done. Let me show you why it's just about done. So what you now want to do is fill the left hand part of the eye that we just made in with white wool. We kind of sectioned it off there. You also want to fill the right hand part of the eye in with white wool as well, like that. What you can then do is fill the entire center part in with black, and it's going to be a very similar story when we get all the way over to that opposite eye as well. So just to show you guys, this is what we want to have so far. This is the right eye, quite easy. Let's do the same thing on the left. So on the left here, actually all we have to do is fill this left hand section in with white, and then we can just fill the center / right hand section in with black. Let me show you. So we're just filling this in now, and what you want to end up with should look exactly like this. And those are Pepe's sad eyes. Those are Pepe's sad eyes. And I know it looks as though you have to fill the bottom of the eye in there on the left. Nah, that's green wool, don't worry about it. So once you've got both of those eyes taken care of, we only have a couple of things left to do, and by a couple, I mean we only have a couple of colours left to add in. So what we now have to do, guys, is fill the lips in with orange stained clay. We'll fill the entire lips in with orange stained clay. I'm not going to do it on recording, this has lasted long enough. And I'm going to fill the entire rest of the head in with lime green wool. And you don't have to use lime green if you don't want to. If you want to use dark green and orange wool, or if you want to use like I don't know, I guess lime stained clay and like yellow stained clay or orange stained clay or red stained clay, use whatever colours you like. Whatever colours you think will match, use those. But lime green wool I've found and orange stained clay work nicely. Let me hop back over to my previous world so I can show you guys how Pepe's supposed to look. I'm not filling this thing in. God damn it guys, he looks sadder in colour. So this is what Pepe should look like once he's been 100% fully completed. This is basically the difference between the one that we've made. We've just added in lime green and we've added in orange stained clay. That's all you have to do. It takes a while, that's why I didn't do it on recording. So this is what you should end up with guys. Nothing much to say about it. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you managed to make it. I know that a few parts of that are a little bit confusing, a little bit hard to do, just because it's all like a bunch of random black wool in one space. Hopefully you managed to do it anyway. If you guys did like this, I'd really appreciate it if you could give it a like, a favourite, a share. The only reason that I made Pepe this week is because you guys requested that I make Pepe, and I will ask, do you guys want to see another meme? If so, who do you want to see? Let me know down below in the comments. Also, feel free to check out the card system and the links below down in the description for my other meme-related builds. I might even include some other stuff in there as well. If you did like this, like, favourite, share. If you would, guys, please, I'd really appreciate it if you would like, favourite, and share for Pepe the Frog. If not, it will make me sad. And also, guys, what else? Is there anything else that I'm missing? I don't think there is. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.